TPA. So, so encouraging travel in both directions is also important throughout the day. So it makes the most efficient use of the transit system. Retail and entertainment uses that encourage riders to travel to downtown during midday, after work, or on the weekends help take advantage of excess transit capacity. Similarly, locating jobs at suburban stations can help encourage reverse commuting. So really, again, looking to utilize the existing transit infrastructure that we had by using a proper mix of uses. Not having all of the businesses be downtown and all of the residences be outside of the city, but trying to mix it up so you're using transit in both directions. Similarly, when you're driving your car, if you happen to live in a reverse commute direction, your travel is much better, but using that infrastructure, the transit infrastructure in the same way can help. So some of the questions you may want to ask about is, does the project have a compatible mix of uses? Is the project on a transit corridor that has current or planned activity nodes? And again, does the project take advantage of that off-peak transit capacity? So number 8 is make buses a great idea. So the bus is the mode of choice for most transit users. We tend to focus on light rail since Sacramento is sort of the backbone here. But there are a lot of communities that we've seen in the transit priorities that may not have light rail now, but may in the future. But looking in the near term, we're really looking for how can we use all transit, including buses. So buses can be made more appealing by the caliber of their vehicle, the quality of the service, the attractiveness and proximity of the bus stops. And buses should also be simple to use and offer regular, reliable services. So bus stops should be attractive and comfortable, and especially in bad weather. So again, looking at the entire transit system, including the bus stops, can really make a TPA strong. Some of the questions, is really looking at, what kind of system do you have, the proximity to the bus stops, the frequency of the system, because it has to be reliable and frequent that you can actually use it as your primary mode of transportation. Again, also looking at the future for BRT. I know there's some corridors in Sacramento that are currently being evaluated for future BRT. Maybe something that we want to consider when looking at these TPAs to move forward within our evaluation. Okay, 2 more. Number 9 is encourage every price point to live around transit. And this goes to the economic or the affordable housing component. So residential development around transit, especially when it's part of a mixed-use strategy, can be so successful that it attracts wealthier households, resulting in escalating real estate values, numerous upscaled conversions, and rising rents. Some of this can be seen in some of the conversions that have happened in Midtown, where it's changed the way people live and the price point. So preserving and expanding affordable housing is important as well, and it's a special concern for development around transit because lower income transit users often represent the core of the ridership. So again, it's looking for that mix, that spread of housing types and price points to really make the TPA livable for all, and all can use transit. So again, some of the questions go back to that. Does the project focus on residential housing with the project, or are you also looking at accommodating students and seniors? Again, primary transit users that you may want to look for special types of housing to integrate into the project. So in number 10 is engage corporate attention. So corporations can play an influential role in simulating development around transit. So if transit is viewed as a valuable tool for recruiting scarce talent, companies can include good transit access on their checklist for considerations for site selection. And so some of the questions, again, may be, is there an employment center as part of the project, or is there a corporate partner as a stakeholder in the project? SMUD's a good example with the 65th Street station. It's one of the benefits for working here. You get transit access across the street. So as we're looking at other TPAs, looking for other large employment centers that can help develop the TPA and become part of it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a corporation. It could be a university or other types of users that can bring a large density of either employment or residential users to really be a partner in the station development. So again, here are the top 10 principles for development around transit, and I'll answer a couple questions, but if you guys have anything. Okay.
Yeah, Adrian, comment about the fact that buses are actually the preferred mode of transit by transit users. Once upon a time, somebody else who was an equally wise most customers, most choice transit riders are more comfortable on light rail or a fixed guideway system than they are taking the bus, because the bus doesn't have, while they've got a set route on paper, taking the bus requires that they, the driver's going to get you where you want to go. But if you're going to remember, you're going to recognize and remember your stop. And there's something on a fixed guideway is a lot less challenging for people. Are you sure buses are the transit mode of choice?
It is the transit mode of choice when you're looking for opportunities to get all the places that you need to go. The fixed rail systems provide higher capacity for a limited area, but when you're really looking at trying to replace your vehicle with public transportation, being able to incorporate buses into that network will help you get to all the different places you need to go, and they work in concert with each other. But again, part of the point I wanted to make is to not forget about those stations that don't have light rail and really look at all of the different modes as we move forward.
That's a really good point. We then have to rely on faith that one of the states regional transit will be able to restore bus service to places that don't have it.
Absolutely, and I'm hoping with this plan we'll see some good development come out of it that'll encourage more ridership, and they will be able to bring back a lot of their services. So, are we the chicken or the egg? So.
How about high-speed rail? Because there's a lot of talk here in California about the nation's largest infrastructure network. Just wondering how it's going to fit.
High-speed rail is a beast in itself. When looking at transit-oriented development around high-speed rail, you're changing that the conversation from a half-mile around the station to a 5-mile range, and so it really is going to be influential for big cities, Sacramento at the station and other cities throughout the state. It'll affect those particular station areas, but one of the important things to remember with high-speed rail is it's only going to be as effective as the transit system connecting to it is going to be for the local users. So we want to make sure we have a robust transit system that'll provide access to the high-speed rail station so it doesn't become a giant park and ride lot. So, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian.